Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Let me say good morning to Jocelyn.
Good morning, Nigel. How are you today?
I'm well. You've been a busy girl today.
I have. I've been on the pop-up school, business school, that's been running in Prahran for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So I've just had to take a little bit of time out from that. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, good on you. Right, well, I won't hold you up too long, but the Community Board and the Mahara Gallery are going to have to get under action fairly quickly if we want to keep this Frances Hodgkin's studio here.
Yeah, so I know there's work going on behind the scenes to actually, to try and ensure that we do keep holding it here. And I suppose hopefully that will come about.
Well, you're going to be pushing it along to make sure it does stay here. If we lose it, we've lost a great asset for the community, haven't we? And for the coast.
Yeah, but at this point in time, it's up to the Mahara Gallery to go out and find the funds. The Community Board has put aside a large amount of money to back them when that does happen. And I know the council is doing everything they can do as well to support them in their applications and wanting to ensure that the works still stay in Waikanae.
So how much is needed?
We're doing as much as we can, but ultimately it's up to the Mahara Gallery Trust in the short term.
So how much more do they need, Jocelyn?
I'm not actually sure about those details, but it's a reasonable amount of money.
So there's a good chance we'll lose it by the sounds of it.
Well, I wouldn't like... No, I'm positive. So
how much more time have we got left? Because the trustees, I think I mentioned it to you about a month ago when I went to the opening, one of the trustees grabbed me and said, if it doesn't happen very soon, we're going to be having to remove them from the gallery. So I'm just thinking, how much time have we got?
Well, so the decision about whether the artwork stays in Waikanae depends on the trustees for that collection, and they want it to stay here. And if it goes somewhere else, there's a lot of work that they need to do to make that happen. So they want it to stay here as well. So there's a willingness on many sides to keep it in Waikanae. It's about the money, unfortunately.
Sort of comes back to what I'm sort of saying, there might not be a chance to keep it here, because if you can't get the money, if they need a sizable amount, it's not going to come just out of the woodwork, is it?
Yeah. So I'm not on any of the committees that has a day-to-day update as to what's going on there, but it's my understanding they're working very, very hard.
All right. Keep our fingers crossed for that.
Say.
Yep. Now, the library, a lot of people complaining about the library leaking, and the toilets are not great and nothing else, so I know they're putting it back, the upgrade of it, but you might have to jump in there and say, well, we can't put it back much longer.
So even though the plans for a new library have been pushed out quite some distance, there is money in the kitty to do work that needs to be done, both to keep it up to the standard that it currently is at, which I know, we'd like to be far better, but also to do work that needs to be repaired. So I know council staff are fully over that as well, so I'd like to think that it doesn't take too long before those problems are rectified.
So in the
over the winter months.
Yeah, in the long-term plan, did you put anything in for that particular upgrade?
Yes. So basically, we said that we certainly support. We're disappointed that it was being pushed out, but we certainly support a new library. And with our demographic from Waikanae, we certainly need a new library.
Yes, falling into a bit of disrepute at the moment. The poor staff, I feel sorry for them as well. So, yes. And it's getting more and more use all the time with the population growth up there.
Well, that's exactly right. And so I think a lot of the board members don't understand. Well, they sort of understand the financial reasons for pushing it out, but not actually the social reasons for doing so.
So how are we going to handle that? The board going to jump up and down on the bandwagon and say, hey, it's got more important than we first thought, or more urgent?
So those discussions are ongoing, and I think before the long-term plan is finalised, there'll be more discussions about that.
Okay. I see we got applications open for the Waikanae Capital Improvement Grant, so we need to get those grants in fairly soon, don't we? Or applications in for grants, and that's quite an asset to have in Waikanae, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's currently open. It closes on the 8th of June, so you've got a couple of weeks. So this is for the Waikanae Capital Improvement Fund, so it has to be for capital items. So that's one key point to note. The other point is that there has to be money provided by the organisation as well. So it's not. So the board will not support, will not actually fund the whole project. We will give, a reasonable amount, but there still has to be a very reasonable amount that comes from the community or that business as well, or that organisation.
Yes, you need to get onto it straight away if you're thinking of applying, because there's quite a bit of work to be done. Like if you need to provide a business plan and annual accounts for the grants greater than $5,000, if you require that much, you need to get onto that right away.
Yeah, so I think also the other key thing is you need to provide a number of quotes as well, and they don't. They can take a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, because June the 8th is not far away. All right, Jocelyn, I'll let you get back to your course again, and thanks for your time this morning.
Yeah, so one thing I could just say is that we were going to have a board meeting in the next couple of weeks, but that's actually being moved out to the 19th of June.
All right, okay. 19th of June, I'll just write that down. 7 o'clock?
Yes, and so that's when these capital grant items will be heard.
Okay. All right, that's the 19th of June at the Memorial Hall?
Yes.
Well, no, it's not the Memorial Hall, it's the Community Hall.
The Senior Citizens Hall.
Yeah. Okay, then, thanks very much for that.
Right.
Jocelyn Prvanov.
106.3 Beach FM.